Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Toronto real estate market update for May 2020. It's now the first week of June. The numbers for May just got released. So in this video I'm going to talk about the stats and the sales for May 2020. I'm going to break it down into 3 different parts to give you a better understanding in terms of what's happening in the marketplace. So the first part of the video, I'm going to compare May 2020 to the numbers from May 2019, a year ago. I'm also going to compare the numbers for May this year from April this year to see what's changed since April and May 2020. And then in the final part, I'm going to compare the stats for Central Toronto for detached homes, semi-detached homes, and condos. And we're going to get into it right now. So this video is an update to the video that I did back in end of April. I'll put a link to the video up here so you can check that out. And basically we're still in lockdown. State of emergency has been extended in Toronto till the end of this month, the end of June. But we have started to see some businesses open up gradually in the last few weeks. And I think more businesses are going to continue to open up throughout June. And the numbers for May are very different to the numbers from April. We're going to get into that. But first, I want to compare May 2020 to May 2019. And we're going to look at this graph right here. So looking at this graph, as we can see, the number of sales in 2019 were 9,950. And this is for the whole of the Toronto area. Compared to May of this year, it was about, half of that, 4,606. So the numbers are obviously way down from where they were a year ago in terms of the level of activity in the marketplace. The next stat we're going to look at is the number of new listings. Obviously the number of listings is going to be down. So in 2019 it was just over 19,000, and this year in May it was just over 9,000. So again, about half of what the typical activity is. So next we're going to look at the average sale price, and in 2019 May the average sale price was $838,248, and in May of this year the average sale price was $863,599. So over that 1 year period the actual price has actually gone up by 3%. So prices have remained stable overall, even though the amount of actual sales and listings has been lower than typical. And then the final stat that we have is DOM, which is days on market. It shows that compared to a year ago, the properties that are on the market that do sell are on the market for about 5 days longer on average than it was a year ago. So what we can summarize from this graph year over year is that from the number of sales and the number of listings, obviously the activity level is about 50% of what it used to be. However, the prices have remained stable. They've even increased slightly overall on average by about 3%, and that it's taken about 5 days or so longer to sell a property year over year. Now we're going to look into the April versus May 2020 and to see what happened in the last couple of months for that. So when we start to break down the numbers for April and May, we start to see some interesting things. The first thing we're going to look at is the number of sales, and in April there were 2,975 sales, and in May that jumped up to 4,606. So that's a significant jump from 1 month to the next, an actual increase of 54.8%. So again, a lot more activity in the marketplace. For new listings in April, there were 6,174 listings. And in May, that jumped up again to 9,104. Quite a significant difference again. That's a change of 47.4%. So these two stats show us that there's a lot more activity happening in the marketplace with more listings coming on the marketplace and more people buying. Now, when we look at the average price for April, it was $821,392, which jumped up in May to $863,599. Again, it's quite a big increase month over month. That equals to 5.1%. But remember, when we look from May 2020 to May 2019, it was up still 3% on average. And the last thing we're going to quickly look at here is going to be the days on market. In April, it was 24. In May, it was 32. So this just shows there's a little bit more supply in the marketplace, so things are taking slightly longer to sell, and in this case, about an extra 8 days or a week. So to summarize this stat, basically the market's starting to pick up in terms of activity. The coronavirus has not been as bad as what people thought it was going to be a couple months ago. Businesses are open up, people are coming back into the marketplace, and that's leading to more sales, about a 50% increase, and another about 50% increase in terms of the number of listings on the marketplace as well. So this kind of shows trends that things are starting to pick up. For example, in the month of May, I sold a couple of places. One place was around University in Richmond. It was a small 1-bedroom condo. I actually listed it in the morning, had an offer and had it sold within 24 hours later that same evening. So there's still very serious buyers out there. Sold a place within 24 hours. And then I had another condo in King West. This was just under $1.3 million. And this was on the market for about 2.5 weeks before we actually got an offer on it and sold it as well. So again, it's way above the averages that's on the chart here. But as you can see, there are going to be some which are going to sell quicker and some are going to take a little bit longer than that. Okay, so now we've compared May 2020 to May 2019 and from April to May this year as well. The last part of this video, we're going to look at the Toronto Central area stats in terms of detached sales, semi-detached and condos. And let's take a look at this. So for the month of May, detached homes in central Toronto, the average price was $2.285 million. There were 99 homes that sold in the month of May. The percentage of sale to list price is 97%. And it took on average about 30 days to sell those properties. So now we're going to look at semi-detached homes and the stats for those. So for semi-detached homes, we can see here that the average sale price was $1.342 million, and there were also 51 properties sold in the month of May. Now days on market is only 15 days compared to the detached home, which is 30. So we can see that things are moving much more quicker in the semi-detached home area. And for the percentage of sale to list price, we can see it's 102. So this shows us that the properties are actually selling above the list price on the market. So very interesting to see that. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at is going to be for condos in the central Toronto area. And as we can see here, the average sales price is $740,616. There are 471 condos sold, and percentage of sale to list price was 98%, so slightly below list price. And the average days on the market is about 22 days, so 3 weeks or so on the marketplace. So I hope you guys got some value out of that video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash the like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notifications so that you get notified when I do put out a new video. To summarize the video, my interpretation is that obviously we can see the May stats, things are starting to increase quite a bit from March and April. What this tells me is that there's more activity on the marketplace, there's more listings coming on the marketplace, and there's more sales obviously as well. However, compared to a year ago, 2019, the numbers are still not at that same level because of the pandemic. However, things are on the increase by the looks of it, and we'll know even more in another month's time when we get the June stats. So hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.